All right, who wants to make some wall art? Go over how to put this thing together. Let's go over parts are laid out as such. 090, going to make some equilateral C channel. So look for those. 090, we've got some the backer for the panel and the backer for the wall. That's how it's going to get mounted. The actual mountain panels are 1/8 inch. So look for those. Alloy can be dealer's choice, whether it's 5052 or 6061. We've got this little clear nugget that's a spacer for the sun. The sun is going to be a piece of acrylic. It's translucent yellow, but specs are per JR Johnny. And same thing with this blue acrylic here. It's supposed to be the sky. It's translucent, but again, I don't know the color, so check with them. We've got a pattern for install. So not a whole lot going on. Just want to convey how it's all going together here. So we kind of traded out the square tubing as it was originally designed for the C channel, so it's easier for us to make, and we can Clico it and reference it and all that, so we don't have to do a whole bunch of nonsense there. But as you can see, you'll have the sun here, that's in magenta. That's going to be stud welded, so you'll have 3 stud welds on the one panel there, and then that's going to be sandwiched in between. Let's see, when you go to do final assembly, this guy has it here. I was thinking these are going to be 1024 studs. We should have the acorn nuts left over. Maybe we could put those on there and make it look clean. The ones left over from the living desert. So look out for that when it comes to final assembly. But otherwise, it's all pretty straightforward. What you're going to do is bend up your C channel first, and then you can choose whether to tack these little end caps in or do some masking tape and get them all set up and masking tape them all off and then just lords them in. That might be a little easier in the long run. We just don't want to do any burn through. We want to keep prep to a minimum here, so we don't want to, if you do tack them in, just be gentle and don't burn them. We're trying to keep labor to a minimum. So get the channels all ready to go, and then you can go ahead and lords those to each panel corresponding. So I call this one panel 1 because it's the first panel out here in purple. So you'll take the 2 corresponding ones here. They are symmetrical, so it doesn't matter which way they go, and just lords those on here. Make sure you lords them on well, because this is going to have to hold this on, and make sure that the channel faces down, so that way it kind of looks clean. So the ends will be capped, and if you're kind of looking in from the ends here, you'll kind of look all, sealed up and everything. So on all the channels, make them face down, the opening. So, and then shoot the 3 studs here, and you're good to go. That's panel 1 done. Same thing here. Once you get these all ready, go ahead and lords them in the proper spots here, right there and right there. And then you'll also be getting the panels ready. So once you get that ready, then get these mounting panels ready. So kind of like what we do, you'll have for the one that gets attached to panel 2, you'll have the 2 asymmetrical ones. Those are the end pieces. They kind of close up the end. So you'll put those here, and then they kind of seal up. So when you're looking at it from the side, it'll look all clean. The 2 middle ones are symmetrical, so you can put that either way. And these can go up or down no matter what, but just make sure that the long-eared ones go on the ends. You can lords those in and then maybe tack on the inside just to keep everything sexy. Same thing with the bottom one here. You're going to have the bottom wall bracket here. You're just going to put these guys in. Now these guys here are clearanced, and they're only going to go partially here. So just lords those in. Same thing, you can tack those if you want. And then both of these get a 1/4-20 tap. So you're just going to 1/4-20 tap the bottom here, these 4 spots, and you're going to 1/4-20 tap the top of this one on these 4 spots. And then you're going to permanently mount a 1/4-20 by a 3/4 bolt. So you're going to screw that in there and make sure that stays, and it acts like a stud. Same thing here. So on the bottom you'll have that. What that's going to do is once this whole piece is assembled, the whole wall piece is ready to go, their panels are ready to go, this will be on the wall. Install comes in like this and comes straight down and clunk. There you go. So this will be permanently mounted to the top, and this one will be permanently mounted at the bottom, and it comes in like that, and that's kind of how it'll sit. So get those tapped up, get those put in, and they stay there. I did provision some number 10 spots in 4 places. that are sort of easy to get to. You can get to it here and here where the mountain and the sky is not as tall. And I put one right here where it's, you know, the shortest distance, and kind of here. So once this thing's on the wall, install or whoever's doing this can maybe safety it off with a couple of screws to make sure that, you know, if we ever have a 100.5 on the Richter scale, this thing doesn't come flying off. So anyway, that's how that'll work. Once you get this all built, then this whole assembly for the panel 2 mount gets lordsed onto the back of panel 2. So you'll have your C channels and this whole panel, make sure it gets lordsed on really well, and then possibly come through the face with some countersunk rivets for safety, just to make sure, because this will hold up all of this stuff here. So, but once you get that, that's done, and then it'll just be a matter of, after paint, the acrylic will then mount to these C channels here. So you can see when you go to assemble these bad boys, your acrylic will be here, and that will attach through to the C channel there. You'll have your stud mounted thing here for the yellow sun, and then the front panel will attach through the second panel here. And then you'll see that's where these clearance holes are for. So these bigger clearance holes are for number 10s to come through the back of this to mount this panel on here. So you'll have that stacked look, and they'll be like, damn, how are we going to eat? Best Sign's doing it again. So, so I think that's about it. Pretty straightforward. If you have any questions or anything, as usual, just give me a call, but I think that's should handle it.